Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Stonks Maxin. Today, gonna continue the stuff on Eli Lilly just because I got a presentation in about 5 days. So Wednesday, today, Saturday, and gonna probably work on the slides, maybe think through what I should read or maybe talk about during the slides, and also maybe work on our evaluation. But just a disclaimer, I'm a college student. I pretty much know next to nothing about the pharmaceutical industry. This is really just for something for school, but also a learning process for me. And yeah, whatever I'd say, take it with a grain of salt. Probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but hopefully I'll have many more years to live, learn a bit more about the science behind how drugs work, and also I don't know, become a greater investor in the future. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Let me pull up my slides first, actually. But I was just talking to, I guess I was doing some research, right, and was able to find some things about. Okay, so we have like next to nothing. Great. But I wanted to first start with manufacturing because let's see. There's some notes I took down with drug manufacturing, which I think is important to understand. And I remember our teacher asking us about how drugs are manufactured, whether or not Eli Lilly actually contracts manufacturing. And so there are things called contract manufacturing organizations or CMOs. At a high level, I think they're just manufacturers around the world that have been approved by the FDA to, to produce or manufacture a certain specific type of drug. So CMOs are approved to produce a specific type of drug. I also might ask ChatGPT to help fill in the gaps and do some of my own research as well. So online, see what other things have to say, but let's see. So these are some of the key questions I ask. Does Eli Lilly manufacture its own products? Does Eli Lilly outsource production? Maybe both. Turns out it's actually both. And how many manufacturing facilities does Eli Lilly have? How much does it cost to build one of these plants? Does Eli Lilly plan on making more? I think so. So let's think about this. And then we also have things called drug substance versus drug product CDOs or CMOs. So drug substance versus drug product. Manufacturing. Okay. Bioconjugates mRNA. Wow. So maybe it'll be helpful to create a little graph here. Or a little diagram. So drug substance manufacturing. Okay, so I think the way the whole manufacturing portion of pharmaceutical industry works at a high level, you have your drug substance manufacturing facility and then your drug product manufacturing facility. I wonder if there's a square photo for this. Okay, nice. Right, so you have your drug substance facility. Drug product facility. And then let's add a little connection here. And then we could add our little truck again. All right, so I'm trying to think here. So this is a facility. Facility where drugs, the proteins, yeah.
你在没看那个吧？
Yeah.
哦，我给你send的，你看看，先看看我弄。我给你send了一个。
Yeah, I saw it.
你扫了的哈。
Yeah.
你那个 bioreactor 你可以 copy 一点那个我那个。
Yeah, I'll
那
show.
里头其实刚才我们 discuss 的全有。那个 clinical trial 你看那我有一张幻灯片。
Okay.
Very nicely summarized concept.
Yeah. So, drug manufacturing. So the drug substance facilities that produce the active ingredients in drugs. Cultivate cells. Extract proteins. Extract proteins. Lots of purification. So pretty much it seems like once you've produced the actual substance, sometimes you have another facility that takes that substance and then actually uses that to create the final product. So in the case of insulin, that could be combining, I guess, some type of insulin-like hormone with, I don't know, a liquid or something that you can inject inside your body. So facilities that take the drug substance and turns it into a final product. The packaging. Vials, tablets, injectables. Injectable pens. Okay, maybe like a little appendix. Drug substance. Maybe this. Actually, let's do this. So, appendix. Drug substance manufacturing pipeline. This looks crazy. But yeah, apparently this is what a bioreactor looks like. I don't really understand all of these steps, but I think at a very, very high level, the bioreactor here is what kind of stores all of these cells that you cultivated. And these cells are the ones that are actually producing the proteins or the antibodies that are the active ingredients in your drug. And so in the case of, I think GLP-1 drugs, could be that you have certain cells that are producing maybe a protein or a peptide, I think that's what the term is called. That peptide is, I think, terzapeptide, or terzepatide, and that's kind of the active ingredient in Mounjaro and Zepbound. That's the GLP-1 receptor agonist, or GLP-1 agonist. It kind of activates or stimulates the production of this GLP-1 hormone. So what all of these intermediate steps are, these are all kind of filtration or purification steps, because eventually you want the kind of actual protein itself in its most pure form. And when you have this huge bioreactor, it's basically just a bunch of cells in some type of medium. The medium is a fancy way of saying some type of liquid or substance. And so what will happen is you take the cell or this medium, you run it through a filter so that you can kind of capture all of the proteins, and all of the cells are all of the proteins are filtered out. You have this little maybe hole like structure that will block the cells from flowing through but allow the proteins to flow through. So you have these proteins, these individual proteins, and then you somehow extract the proteins from this medium And I think the way you do that is through something called A beads. These are magnetic beads that somehow bind with your proteins, and you can then magnetically extract them. Then there's multiple purification steps. This is kind of above my pay grade, but basic idea of what purification means, it's you have a cell and it produces thousands of proteins. And really you only care about one. Purification is the steps or process involved in how do I get this one protein from thousands, if not millions, of proteins within this substance. So you've extracted that single protein and you pretty much just store it. And you usually do that by just freezing it. So freezing it, I think probably with dry ice, which is really, really cold. And then that gets transported to our drug product manufacturing plant. Okay, that's an interesting way to think about it. Oh wait, yeah, I wonder if I can make a little emoji. Let's do a gas, wind. Yeah. Oh shit. I like that. It's funny. There's also one. Okay. Okay, so I want to see then what Eli Lilly plans on. So manufacturing. Formulations. So I think formulations is the kind of chemical substance, maybe? Okay, so CGMP manufacturing. CGMP. Current good manufacturing practices. Okay. So the majority of our revenues come from products produced in our own facilities. We utilize third parties for certain active ingredients operations. Okay, so it's actually interesting to understand here. So does this in the US mostly its own. This is mostly at its own sites in US, Puerto Rico, Ireland. Its own sites around the world. Okay. Okay, so they also outsource day-to-day management oversight of clinical trials to contract research organizations. Okay. So Eli Lilly contracts most clinical trials out to CROs. So invest more than $1 billion over several years in a new facility in Concord to manufacture parental injectable products and devices. So this is kind of like the final drug product facility. Facilities. North Carolina. Oh yeah, maybe a flag. That would be interesting. So. And then Ireland. to 16. So basically what I want to do for this slide is kind of put down the different places in which Eli Lilly's looking to expand manufacturing capabilities. Okay, I think this is drug product facility. All right. Actually, let me copy this, then bring it down here. Let's make this like 11, and then center it. Okay, so what do they say here? They were going to €400 for new facility in Ireland. So 1 billion. North Carolina for injectables. Expansion. I guess that is probably a better way to say it. Oh shit. Facility. I think it's probably in item 807. Okay, yeah, right here. Oh, this is in 2021. Shit. Item 7. Okay, late stage pipeline. So these are kind of the new indications, I think. New indications meaning that it's being used or tested on for different types of diseases. Okay, so Medicare Part D, product supply. Wait, so Eli Lilly, let's see. Indiana, what's Alzi? So it's Germany. Rhineland. I guess Alzi is in there. Okay. Limerick, Ireland. Okay. Future, existing and future products. So Eli, Lilly, Indiana. Okay. Okay, so it seems like this is going to be used for the drug substance. $1.3 billion for right, it was 1.3 billion. What's this? Okay. And it's two new manufacturing sites within Leap Innovation Park. Okay, let's say 1.6 billion for now. Maybe that'll change. It's not super clear whether or not it's 3.6 or 1.6. I might want to save this though. Okay, and then there's that one place in Germany. Else. Okay, I guess I'm gonna see this place. Alzi. Okay, in the okay, it is in Rhineland part, Palatine, whatever that is. So Eli Lilly, German policy. Okay, I'm assuming then it's probably going to be more than 3 billion actually, or 1.6 billion. Okay, so I guess this is really focusing on drug or the injectables. I think diabetes and obesity. Germany. I think 3.6 billion. Wait, North Carolina, Eli Lilly. Okay, so it is 1 billion. Eli Lilly, Indiana. Okay, so I guess it is going to be around 3.7. Okay, so that's interesting. Maybe we could tie this in. So, manufacturing is a big part of Eli Lilly's business. And to understand how this works, there's really two different parts here to. Okay. So, manufacturing is a. Maybe I could start with saying this. Manufacturing is a huge part of Eli Lilly's business. And to understand how this works, there's two important types of facilities. How should I say this? So, to understand how. Okay, I guess within the world of drug manufacturing, there's really two key. There's two key aspects to it. Okay, I guess, okay, I'll try to say this. So, when it comes to drug manufacturing, there's really two key aspects. First is the actual creation of the drug substance. And this is usually, this is the, okay, well, first thing is the actual creation of the active ingredient within different drugs. And so this is done in something called a drug substance facility. Pretty much for biologics like insulin or the GLP-1 drugs, what you're doing is you're cultivating these cells in these huge things called bioreactors. You're extracting the proteins, and there's lots of purification involved here to get a specific protein you want in order to produce a drug. And Eli Lilly does all of this, or mostly all of this, at its own sites. Eli Lilly does this mostly. Eli Lilly does most of this actually at its own sites, and all of that is concentrated in the U.S., Puerto Rico, and Ireland. So after this, after you have your active ingredient, pretty much that usually gets shipped out to a separate facility. This is called the drug product facility. So this is the second key part to this. And so this is the second key part. Pretty much a drug product facility will take the active ingredient and turn it into a form that you can actually consume. So whether or not that's a tablets or an injectable pens or through a vial, this is the facility that does that. And so actually Eli Lilly does most of this around the world. It hires some contract manufacturers and also does this at its own sites. Within his inner report, I guess, okay, how shall I flow through it? An important strategy consideration, I guess, an important strategic step that Eli Lilly is taking. Right now, Eli Lilly is focusing on it seems like Eli Lilly's current strategic strategy right now is to focus on manufacturing expansion, expanding its manufacturing capabilities. Okay, so how should I say this? Seems like right now maybe we currently think right now, we think that Eli Lilly okay, maybe we could say this. So we think Eli Lilly is considering considers expanding manufacturing as a strategic priority due to the elevated demand for its GLP-1 drugs. Due to elevated demand for its tirzepatide drugs. And it's been documented and for its tirzepatide drugs. Okay, maybe something like that. Right now, Eli Lilly is investing in 4 different manufacturing facilities around the world. Two of them are related to the drug substance manufacturing. 2 of them are drug substance facilities. These again are 2 of them are drug substance facilities, one in Ireland and one in Indiana. It's actually a collection of facilities, and 2 of them are the drug product facilities, so one in North Carolina and one in Germany. So I think around 11 billion in capex. In total capex spending, right? So I think that's actually pretty good. Okay, yeah, maybe this is also an interesting thing to think about. Tirzepatide, orforglipin, retatrutide, donanemab. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but I think this example or this timeline kind of shows the phase 3 drug pipelines or the drugs within some of the interesting drugs within Eli Lilly's clinical trial development. Okay. We think that there's, okay, maybe like the next thing to say is like, we think that there are really 4 unique or interesting drugs within Eli Lilly's pipeline. First one being donanemab, which is treating Alzheimer's. It's predicted to be approved in this year, 2024. You also have tirzepatide, which has already been approved by the FDA, but there's something called new indications, which allows tirzepatide to be marketed for different types of diseases. I think the biggest ones are sleep apnea and could be cardiovascular diseases. And this allows Eli Lilly to not just use tirzepatide for obesity patients, diabetes patients, but also for people that are suffering from these other diseases. Then you have the orforglipron. I'm going to have to learn that pronunciation. This is a oral form or a tablet of the obesity drug. And the CEO thinks that it's possible that phase 3 trials will finish late 2027, maybe early 2028, and hopefully be approved by then. And then you have retatrutide, which is kind of the bigger and badder version of tirzepatide. Okay, I like that. Small molecule. Yeah, I think that's good. Zoom. Oh, wait. Also, let me think about insulin. You have the Warriors. Big 3. KD. Steph and Clay. Big 3 NBA. Or Warriors Super Team. Steph, KD, Clay. Eli Lilly. Novo Nordisk and Sanofi. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, this is nice. So we got Steph, Katie, and Clay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alright, this is fire. This is so... Alright, this is sick. Okay, with that, I probably am gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna head out right now. I gotta go meet up with Allison, but thanks for tuning in. I'll probably continue this a little bit later when I come back. There's a bit more to do here for the slides. But I think this is interesting. Like where I'm going with this, where we're going with this. So I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in, and peace.